What's up everyone, I am Arthos and welcome to the channel. Today I'll be covering the basics of modding in Warframe. As you progress through the game, you'll be constantly rewarded with mods, which are these card looking things. After you install your mod segment in your ship, you have access to this, your mod section, let's say it. So here is where you have access, or you will better interact with your mods before you install them. So for a reference, I'll take these pressure points so we can first identify the elements of our mod. So on the top right of your mod, you can see its current cost along with its polarity. At the bottom of our mod, we can see its name along with its effect or its description. Below that, we have where it can be installed, or the category of weapons where it can be installed. And at the very bottom, we have the mod level. And last but not least, at the top left of our mod, we have how many copies, or how the game calls them, how many duplicates we have of this mod. So after you have selected your mod, you can do a few actions with it. The first one being fusing, or fusion. Fusing your mods actually allows you to rank them up, and what they do is that it increases their effectiveness but also increases its cost. As you can see, it went from 20% melee damage to 80% melee damage. You can even rank it up even more. And now with all the levels are filled, that is the max level this mod can reach, it will cap up at 120% melee damage and at the cost of 9 mod capacity. And to do that, we'll actually use some endo and credits. After you select your mod rank, you just have to hit the apply fusion, and you have this leveled mod. So transmuting mods actually lets you combine 4 mods to make a new one. So they don't have to be the same mod. You don't have to select like the same mod quality, let's say, because this is like a common mod, this is an uncommon mod, a rare mod, you know. You don't need to select the same type of mod, and you can transmute them for an amount of credit. About transmuting your mods, I don't really recommend you doing that, because you'll be investing a lot of credits for a not so good chance on the RNG, and most of the times you won't like the results. So you can also select your mods and sell and dissolve them. Well, actually selling and dissolving your mods can be helpful at certain situations, like where you need a little bit of credits or a little bit of endo, just some quick credits of endo, if you know what I mean. Or if you want to do some kind of a cleanup and get some resources, that's up to you. So now that you learn how to rank up your mods, we have to install them. And to that we have to come to the arsenal. As you can see, you can upgrade your warframe, your weapons, and even your companions when you get one. So first, let's take a look on my Ash Prime. So my Ash Prime is sitting at 50 mod capacity. That is because I am actually Mastery 25, and your base mod capacity of all your arsenal is equal to your Mastery rank. But I have 50 because I have the Orokin reactor installed. And what this do is he actually doubles your mod capacity when installed. You can get this from alerts, invasions, from the market, and from daily sorties. And my Ash Prime is actually unranked. He can reach up to level 30, but he will only gain more mod capacity through leveling as he reaches level 26. And he will be kept at level 30 with 60 total mod capacity. So now let's get into installing mods. First, let's take a look at the polarities. We actually have 4 polarities in our warframes, which are the Madurai, Vazarin, Naramon, and Zeniric. I'll take this Armored Agility mod, and as you can see, I put him here, and I have reduced my mod capacity by installing it, but I'm getting the bonuses of the mod. So I don't actually have any slot here with the Vazarin polarity, just like the mod. And if I try to install it in one of the other polarities, it will actually increase its cost. But if the slot has no polarity, it will just be a neutral cost. But if I take like another mod which I have a matching polarity and install it on the right polarity slot, it will actually cut by half the cost of the mod. As this is a 7 cost mod, it will cut to half, which would be like 3.5, but as we don't actually use half numbers here, it will round up, so that's why it costs 4. So now let's take a look on the aura and the excellence slot. Your aura slot is a very important slot. Putting aura mods in your aura slot will actually increase instead of decreasing your mod capacity. So as you can see, I'll take this Deadeye to match the polarity, which is Madurai, just so you can see it. Okay, so as I matched the polarity, it actually increased the mod, let's say, costs to the double. So now I am getting a total of 14 max mod capacity. But if I don't match the actual aura slot polarity, I'll still get a few extra mod capacity, but not as much. It will be reduced. Your excellence slot is actually your utility slot. Here you will be able to fit only a few of your mods, and it comes like blocked, and you have to unlock it. To unlock this, you'll need an excellence adapter, which you can get from Cephalon Samaris at the cost of reputation, and after that you have to build on your forge, or you can get it from the market, or even as a reward from the daily sortie. So as you'll mod your warframes and weapons, you realize that you won't be able to fit all of them here, especially if you have leveled your mods. What you can do is, after you have reached the max level with your warframe or weapon, you can actually polarize a slot, which I'm going to show you with my Breaking Prime, which is actually at max level. So to do that, you come to the actions and you'll polarize your slot, and that is called Polarization. To do that, you need a forma. You can get these formas from alerts, invasions, as a reward from daily sorties, as a reward from void relics, and from the market. After you hit your polarization button, you can actually choose a slot to give it a new polarity, or you can change an existing polarity to another one, or you can even remove a polarity by just leaving it blank, just like. After you polarize your slot, your weapon will be put back to unrank, so you'll have to level all of it again. So as you can see, your primary and secondary weapons don't have those 2 extra mod slots here, which were the aura and the excellence slot, but your melee weapon actually has the stance mod slot, which will fit in the stance mods, and they will kind of work like an aura. As you can see, my Zaw weapon is maxed up at level 30 and has an Orokin catalyst installed, and that's why it's sitting at 60 mod capacity. But by installing a stance mod, I will actually increase my maximum mod capacity. And what it's different from the aura is that actually, by changing your stance, will change your combos. As you can see on this Bleeding Willow stance, I have these kind of combos, but if I change to the Twirling Spire, I'll have a different set of combos. So if you're a low level player, the mods that you want to install on your warframes and weapons are basically the mods that you can. What I mean with that is that if you can't fit a mod that you have in it, you should aim for the right polarity, match the polarity with the mod polarity, and with that you gotta aim for what suits you the better. With that I mean if you're dying a lot, you should go with some defense mods like redirection that will increase your total shields, vitality which will increase your total health, or if your warframe has a lot of health, you can go for some armor with steel fiber. And as you level up your warframes and your mastery, you'll be able to format them, put format on them, put more polarities on your slots. And after you pick up a warframe that you really enjoy playing, you should take a look on some builds for it. And that's where things will change, like adding duration or more power strength or more efficiency or range. As for modding your weapons, it also follows the same principle of the modding your warframe. You should use what you have. You should try to put in a serration. When you get your hands on one, you should put in a split chamber. And as you get your elemental mods, you should also put them in according to the faction you're going against. But if you don't have those mods, you should always go with what you have and what makes your weapon stronger. Serration actually increases your base weapon damage, and split chamber actually makes you shoot more than one bullet at a time, but it actually doesn't increase the cost, doesn't increase the ammo cost. For your secondary, you have actually the Hornet Strike mod that increases your base damage, and after that you should look for multi-shot with arrow diffusion and lethal torrent. At the start of the game you'll probably have only access to Hornet Strike, but on the near future you should look for these mods. These are very helpful and you should really get your hands on them. As I mentioned before, you should always use what you have and what makes your weapon stronger. And as for your melee weapon, you have your pressure point mod, which actually increases your weapon base damage, and you should look for some attack speed maybe. But if you're a new player, you're still following on the rule I told you before, on the thing that you have to use what you have and what makes your weapon stronger. So that's about the basics of modding this game. If this video was any helpful to you at any point, or you enjoyed the video, please leave it a like and subscribe to the channel. If I said anything wrong or you have any suggestions for future content, please leave a comment down below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.